Hey guys and gals, we are over here at Creation Station. We're just going to get going on this lovely frosted cocoa lip balm. The reason why we're going to be calling it frosted is because there's a touch of peppermint essential oil in this, but the main flavor oil is going to be chocolate, or you could use cocoa. I'm using chocolate today. Like I said, just a little touch of peppermint, which is going to give it that frosted cocoa effect. Okay, so let's just get going. I have my hot plate here. I've got it set to a certain temperature. We're going to start off with beeswax because this is what takes the longest to melt down. Beeswax, it requires the highest heat, takes the longest to melt. So I always start with this one on its own. I'm going to go ahead and put that down on my hot plate now. But we're adding this because this is our primary structurant. It's going to add body stiffness and heat resistance so that it won't melt in your pocket. If you use too much beeswax, you're going to get like a draggy feel. If you use too little beeswax, it's going to be soft and kind of melty-ish, right? So this is our backbone. It sets the firmness and keeps the balm stable. So we're just going to go ahead and let that start melting down before we continue on with the rest of our ingredients. Okay, our beeswax is all melted, so I can start moving on with the rest of my ingredients. Next, we're going to be adding some cocoa butter, and this is going to give the lip balm its chocolatey richness. I do get mine plain. I don't get the deodorized because I have two different types actually. This is the non-deodorized because I want that chocolate scent to come through. It gives the lip balm a rich slip, a firm, long-lasting texture to it. Cocoa butter likes gentle, even heat, so don't scorch it or you're going to like dull the finish of it. So this is going to bring that creamy glide, and it helps the tube to hold its shape without feeling really waxy. So we're going to go ahead and add cocoa butter in with our beeswax. The next ingredient we're going to be adding is shea butter, and this is going to add creaminess. This is an occlusive, so this is going to give it like a really comforting, buttery after feel, and it rounds out the wax firmness. Again, avoid overheating with this one to prevent graininess. You know, melt it nice and smooth, and you'll get a nice smooth stick afterwards. Shea brings a pillowy, like conditioning feel, so the lips stay comfortable. So let's go ahead and add that to the mix. And we're just going to wait until these melt down before we proceed. Okay, now that our butters have melted in really nicely with that beeswax, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the heat. We're no longer going to be needing the heat. The next ingredient we're going to be adding is castor oil. This is going to give the lip balm its signature cushion and shine so that color and slip show up, you know, on the first swipe. If you use over 20% castor oil, it can feel tacky and sticky. But at 15% of the formula, we're going to get the glow without the stickiness. So this is going to give it that fine, glossy, cushiony glide that you're going to feel right away. All right, let's go ahead and add that to our melted butters and beeswax. Give it a little stir. I'm still keeping it on the hot plate, but I'm not continuing to have the plate heating. But I do want all these oils and butters to melt rather evenly. After the castor oil, we're going to be adding sweet almond oil. Okay, so this is a very nice, lightweight emollient. It's going to help to balance the waxes and the butter, and it's going to help with spreadability as well. So be careful though if you have customers that have nut allergens, so definitely let them know about this because they will need to avoid anything that has any tree nuts in it, right? So the sweet almond oil is going to keep the formula soft and spreadable without like that tugging on your lips. So let's add that. And I do keep my oils refrigerated. And so that's another reason why I am keeping this beaker on the heated plate, even though I've turned it off, because you're putting something really cold down into something that's warm, it's going to solidify pretty easily. All right, after you've given that a really good mix, we're going to add some vitamin E oil. This is the antioxidant, right? So this is going to help to support the oils and slow down rancidity, and it keeps the balm fresher for longer. Make sure that you don't add this, you know, too hot, and everything is good right now as far as the temperature is concerned. So let's go ahead and add that. It's a very little amount. Even so, it's going to do a really good job. Just a little touch of vitamin E is going to help protect our oils and keep the balm smelling fresh. And that's it for our oils and butters. But what we want to do is we want to take our mica and we want to add a little bit of the warmed oils to the mica so that it can disperse evenly, you know, and be distributed nice once we do add this. So we're just going to add a little teeny bit of the warmed oils to the mica. All right. I'm actually going to put this right here on this hot plate because we don't want that to turn solid. All right, we're not quite ready yet to add our flavor and fragrance oil. As far as mica is concerned, that's entirely up to you. I'm adding it today because this is a frosted cocoa lip balm, right? So I wanted that brown in there. So the mica is going to give it a nice warm cocoa tint in the tube, right? When you put it on like sheer lips, right? So pre-disperse it, like I said, in a little bit of your warmed oil to avoid specks in the overall batch. Tiny little bit of mica goes, you know, a long way, and it gives it a really nice, pretty cocoa look without adding visible color on your lips. All right, so we're just going to leave that there. Once this gets down, all of our oils, butters, and beeswax, once that gets down to about 158 degrees Fahrenheit, and it depends on what you're using. If you're using all essential oils, definitely look at all your flash points, you guys, right? I'm going to wait till it gets like a little bit below 158 degrees Fahrenheit. Then I can go ahead and add my flavor and my fragrance oils, and then we'll be ready to pour. What I'm going to do is give my lip balm tubes just a 2 to 3 second zap in the microwave to heat them up slightly, which is also going to help when we put hot oils into a cold tube. It's going to start cooling off way too fast, and then you might experience blooming from the cocoa butter or graininess with the shea butter because it's cooled down like too fast. It needs to like a gradual, normal cool to avoid those type of things. Also, you may experience those deep well spots that you get, like the pit marks with the hole in it. It happens to everybody, you guys. It happens to me pretty much almost every time, no matter what I do to try to avoid it. No big deal. Take your heat gun, go over it, and if you have a little bit of extra lip balm mixture, just pour that over the top. It's really not that big of a deal. People stress over that, and I don't know why. It happens to everybody, but give it just a couple of more minutes for this to continue to cool down. Where are we at right now? We are at 160, so we're almost there. A couple more minutes and we'll be ready to add the rest of our ingredients. While we're waiting for that to cool down, let's talk about the peppermint essential oil. I have that mixed in here already with the chocolate flavor oil. So the peppermint essential oil is really, really clean, right? So it's cooling, it's gentle, it's tingly. It's just going to pair really perfectly with that chocolate cocoa flavor oil. Less is more though with this. Peppermint is really, really potent. Keep it low for comfort, you know, in daily use. Just a little hint of peppermint for that fresh, cool finish without the sting. And then the chocolate flavor oil rounds that scent into a frosted cocoa. Flavor oils are lip-safe aromatics for that dessert note that we're looking for. Stir this thoroughly for even distribution and add it when the base is fluid but not smoking hot. And this is our chocolatey little hug, our lip safe flavor that makes the cocoa vibe pop. But we're not quite ready for that yet. We still got a little ways to go. All right, we are actually ready to go at this point. Let me go give this a couple seconds of a zap and I'll be right back. All right, we are ready to go. Let's go ahead and get that mica down into the pool here first. Give that a nice stir. Look at the shimmer on that. Beautiful, isn't it? Look at that chocolate shimmer. All right, one more time, we're going to just look at our temps. We're actually really, really good to go at this point. So let's go ahead and get that flavor oil along with that peppermint essential oil. And then we'll be ready to pour, and then that'll be that. Leave it overnight. Oh my gosh, the smell. Oh, I just got, oh wow. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. This is great. Smells fantastic. We can already see that it's starting to solidify, so we want to get it into these tubes pretty quickly here. All right, let's just go to town, shall we? Whenever you're making lip balms, you guys, always, you know, depending on the size of your lip balm tubes. There we go, that's good enough. I'm not even gonna worry about the rest of that little one. That's not gonna make enough for anything. Always do 5 to 10% more than you think that you're going to need for reasons just like this, because there's a lot that's going to be left over in your beaker or on your utensils. So always do 5 to 10% more. You can see I had 10 ready to go. 2 of them are completely empty, which is fine by me. I don't sell products anymore. These are all giveaways, so that's perfectly fine. I am going to let this sit for several hours. I'll bring you back then and we'll take a look at the tops and see if we need to make any adjustments. It's been roughly about an hour since I let these sit, and I did give it a little bit of a zap with my heat gun, because there were some pits and holes and stuff. It just happens, you guys. Don't really worry about it. But let's take out this one over here and we're going to give it a try. I'm not going to cap these yet, but look at, it's really, really shiny and glossy, which I love. It's nice and solid. Let's just give it a try on our skin. Really nice and silky, with ever so slight of a little tinge of that brown mica. I think that looks really beautiful. Let's see how it feels on my lips though. Okay, ready? Ooh, that chocolate flavor. With ever so slight of a tinkle from that peppermint. That's very nice. What does it look like, you guys? So that is going to do it for today's formulation. Thanks for hanging out with me today at Creation Station. If you want the full written tutorial for this with all the percentages and a couple of little extra bonus sheets that I always throw in, head on over to my Patreon. Otherwise, I already gave you guys all of the percentages here within the video. So, all right, you guys, that's it for today. We'll see you later.